Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Chris here. Today I'm in the beautiful Lake District and I'll be bringing you my top 10 spring list. Stay tuned to FM. I'm here on holiday in the beautiful Lake District, which is a mountainous region in the north of England. I've been coming here to these mountains all of my life with family and friends, so I have a lot of fond memories echoing around these mountains, and I thought it would be a nice dramatic backdrop for my spring top 10 list. My list is by no means the definitive best top 10 spring fragrances. This is my list. It's based on what I have in my collection and what I'll be wearing this spring as well. So these fragrances will be in my spring rotation amongst a few others as well. But these 10 fragrances are fragrances that I will keep coming back to throughout the spring period. The other thing to mention is that springs here in the UK are not always that warm. We can still have some really chilly spring days, and the temperature on some of our spring days can be similar to autumn days. So a lot of my fragrances are interchangeable between autumn and spring, I would say. Some of my spring fragrances that I would wear on warmer days, I would wear then into the summer as well. So it may be a little bit different to some of the other lists you've seen coming out, but that's just based on where I live and the fragrances that I'll be wearing this spring. Okay, let's start things off. My number 10 is a 90s classic. It's modern, it's masculine, it's crowd pleasing. I love wearing this. This fragrance takes me back to my youth. This was my signature scent when I was growing up, when I was say 17, 18, 19. I wore this scent all the time. I was told that ladies really loved this scent and I must go out and buy it immediately, so I did. This is Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male. Now this scent reminds me of a certain moment in my youth, and I was in Holland in Utrecht and I bought this, what I thought was an amazing sweater. It was a G-Star sweater. It was cream coloured, it was military style, it was really, really cool looking. And at the same time I had that sweater, I was wearing this fragrance. So around that time, whenever I was going out, I would wear that jumper, I would wear this fragrance, and I felt unstoppable. I felt so confident and empowered, and I used to love that feeling of being young and going out, smelling good, looking good. So this really just does take me back to that time. I've recently reacquired this. I didn't have this in my collection for a little while. I had several bottles of this back in the day. I've recently got a bottle and I'm so pleased to have it back. Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male, my number 10, gorgeous scent. I'm really looking forward to wearing this a lot through spring. Number 9 is a new fragrance in my collection. I've just had my birthday and my parents bought me this one. This is Iris Leather Sandalwood, Dior Homme Parfum. I've been wearing this a lot for the last 2 weeks. I'm really enjoying it. I love the iris in there. It's smooth, it's sweet. This will be heavily in my spring rotation, partly because it's new, but partly because I really do love it. I also have Dior Homme Intense. I really enjoy that one as well. If I was to pick between the two, it would just be this one. The reasons for that are, the scent is a little sweeter, it's a little smoother, so I actually prefer the scent itself, but also the longevity of this. I wore this side by side with Dior Homme Intense. I tested the two, and this one lasted longer, so the performance of this was better. Projection for both of those fragrances was pretty similar, but this one lasted much longer on my skin than Dior Homme Intense. My number 8 has prominent notes of single malt whiskey and of plum. This one is from Dior Fragrances. It is Spiritus Dei. I've recently done a review on this one, so I've been wearing this one a lot. I'm really enjoying it. This one reminds me of drinking single malt whiskey in Scotland. It reminds me of the plum tree in my garden in the house I grew up in when I was a kid. This is quite a light boozy fragrance. It's not a dark boozy fragrance, and that fruity plum note in there just makes this one a really nice one to wear through the spring. I've been wearing this one a lot. I've really been enjoying it. Single Malt by Kilian is what this one is inspired by or based on. It's very similar, pretty much the same. I'd say probably 95% there. I actually prefer this one. The performance of this one was better for me than by Kilian Single Malt. And this one is just a touch sweeter as well. So that plum note, that fruity note just is a little bit sweeter to my nose. And for that reason, I really enjoy this. Number 7 is a classic from the Tom Ford Private Blend collection. In this one, there is Agua Wood Oud, rosewood, sandalwood, cardamom, some tonka bean to sweeten things up. This one is, of course, oud wood. This is pretty special to me. This is the first niche scent that I smelled. Up until this point, I'd only really been wearing and smelling designer scents, and I got my nose on this one, and I couldn't believe how intoxicating it was, how rich, deep, luxurious. I didn't know a scent that you could buy could be as good as this. So this one blew me away when I first smelled it, and I immediately bought it. It's a great scent, it's light, it's got a bit of green in there. Really works well in the spring for me. Oud wood definitely going to be in my spring rotation, and this one is one of those fragrances, other than the really hot summer days, it will be in my rotation pretty much all year round. Number 6 is based on what is probably my favourite from the Tom Ford Private Blend collection. We have prominent notes of raspberry and leather. That fragrance is Tuscan leather, and the one I have here is Bitter Soft from Alexandria Fragrances. I've tested this against my sample of Tuscan leather, and it's strikingly close. I'd say 95%, if not closer. It's gorgeous, such an intoxicating scent. I wasn't really planning on wearing this one through the spring, but as soon as it arrived in the post, I had to try it. I wanted to compare it against the sample I have of the original. And when I sprayed this on, I was reminded how much I really do love this fragrance. So I've been wearing it since it arrived. It's made its way into my spring rotation because of that. I'm really looking forward to wearing this through spring. This is very close to Tuscan leather. I'd say 95%, if not a little bit closer. I don't have a bottle of Tuscan leather. I'm not really looking to go out and buy one anytime soon because this one is just such a fantastic interpretation. Bitter Soft from Alexandria Fragrances. Number 5 is a classic marine aquatic. This one would be perfect for those warmer spring days, and I'll definitely be wearing this one well into the summer as well. This one is Invictus Aqua. With this we have a lovely opening of yuzu and grapefruit. It has a slight dirty edge which provides that marine saltiness for me. Gorgeous fresh scent. This is the 2016 formulation. I've tried the 2018 as well. I've done a review to compare those two fragrances. I really enjoyed the 2018, really nice fragrance, a little smoother, a little sweeter. Performance wasn't as good for me, but overall I prefer the performance and the scent of this 2016 original formulation. Wearing this through those warmer spring days will really just prepare me for the summer. It will carry me through from the spring into the summer, and I'll be wearing this a lot as my summer rotation as well. 2016 Invictus Aqua. Number 4 is my favourite from the House of Creed. This was a game changer when it came out in 2010. It's an exciting fragrance, it's a modern classic. We're talking Creed Aventus. Shock horror, Creed Aventus hasn't made number 1 on a list. The reason this hasn't made number 1 is there are a few fragrances that I will wear in my spring rotation more often than this, but I will be wearing this pretty often through the spring. It will be in my year-round rotation. I can wear this in any season, for any occasion, and I always thoroughly enjoy rocking this one. This one is from ACQUA de Parma. It's a flanker to their 1916 classic, and it's Colonia Essenza. This one just has, for me, a photorealistic lemon note on this. And there's some other citruses there as well, but the most prominent citrus I get is lemon. This one reminds me of drinking limoncello in Rome. It's got that classic men's cologne vibe, but with a modern edge to it. The citruses are smooth and sweet. They're not really sharp citruses. And there's a lot of depth to this fragrance. It has some woods in there. So you get that bright, citrusy feel to it, but you also get depth. And with that depth, you get performance. So this is a great performer. This will last all day. It'll project easily, strongly for around 2 hours for me, and I'll get probably 10 hours of longevity out of this one. So it's a great performer. It's got that lovely classic men's cologne feel, and these Art Deco bottles are just stunning. Number 2 is a gorgeous boozy scent from the house of NASOMATTO. This is Baraonda. I've recently just got this bottle in my collection. I'm so pleased to have it because I think the NASOMATTO bottles are just stunning. I love the caps on these. They also come with travel caps, so if you were traveling with these, you don't have to have these cumbersome caps. These are just for show, really. So before I got this one, I was wearing the perfume parlour version, which is fantastic. I was wearing that one before I'd smelled the original, and now I've had the chance to compare the two fragrances. The perfume parlour interpretation is stunning. It's pretty much exact as far as I'm concerned in terms of the scent and in terms of the performance, but I really wanted to have the bottle in my collection. I'll wear both versions. I'll maybe wear the perfume parlour version when I'm dressing more casually, on days out maybe, as a day scent, and I will save the sprays from this gorgeous bottle for those occasions that are a bit more special. Even though this is a boozy fragrance, and I think it has one of the most realistic single malt whiskey accords of any fragrance, it's still quite a light fragrance. It's not too heavy, not too dark. I can easily get away with wearing this on spring days, particularly those cooler spring days. Just like some autumn days as well, I could definitely wear this one through the autumn. So it's pretty versatile in terms of when you can wear it. I probably wouldn't wear it on hotter days. I don't think I'd wear it really that much in the summer unless we had some cooler summer days, which we do get sometimes here in the UK. Well, not sometimes, quite a lot. But Baraonda is a gorgeous scent. It's really versatile. For me, this one excels in formal occasion situations, dressed up, wearing a suit, and spraying from this gorgeous bottle. Number 2, Baraonda from NASOMATTO. Time for number 1. This one has notes of orris roots, jasmine, patchouli, sandalwood. It's a gorgeous, versatile floral scent that you could easily wear all year round. This is from the house of Amouage, and it's Reflection Man. I love wearing this scent. It reminds me a little bit in some ways of Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male. Has a similar kind of scent DNA, but I find this one to be more refined, more elegant, definitely smells more expensive. It's a crowd pleaser, it's a crisp pleaser, more importantly. For me, the most important thing about a fragrance is how it makes you feel. And if you can feel great wearing a fragrance, then it's a good one for you. For me, this one makes me feel like an unstoppable force of nature. I thought filming here in the Lake District by Lake Derwentwater was a fitting location. The reflections in this lake are just reflecting the mountains that I love so much. I really enjoy this scent. I have taken advantage of the location and taken lots of pictures of the reflections of Reflection Man in the lake. You can check those out on my Instagram. I'm filming this video quite early in the morning. I haven't yet applied my scent of the day. This one, my number 1, is my scent of the day. So I'm going to put it on now. One to the back. Amouage Reflection Man, my number 1, a truly stunning scent. This has been my spring top 10 video. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you've enjoyed my change of location. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of my choices. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the bell to enable notifications, and until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.